Welcome to the Boardwalk Casino. This is your Sunbet poker tour in the beautiful city of Quebec in the Eastern Cape. This is the fourth stop on our nationwide tour, day 6, and this is the high roller. This is the Aston Shiong Memorial. This has been dedicated to that wonderful man who we all played poker with and had so much respect for, kind-hearted and gentle soul that he was. So players have been taking their seats in the arena already. We have 3 tables going in the outer ring. And on the feature table, in seat 1, Joe Steggers. In seat 5, Harold Brooks. Seat 6, Max Devison. Seat 7, Edgar Antizana. And seat 8, where the button will be, Faisal Daywood. They've all got a starting stack of 300,000. Blinds are 1,000, 1,500 with a big blind ante of 1,500. Seat 3, Anand Kumar is incoming. And Anand is fresh from his win in Cambodia. He won the WPT event out there in Cambodia. So this first hand is developed. It was raised by Edgar Antizana with the King-Queen. Called by Faisal. It's around to Joe Steggers in the big blind with the Ace-Queen suited. He has made the calls round to Harold Brooks in the big blind, and he folds. So we're going to go 3 ways to this flop. Flop is 5, 10, 7. The pocket 4s of Faisal are still ahead. Let's check 2 Faisal on the button. And he puts in the bet. It tells him I've got a 10. And it is folded, and Faisal will take down the first hand on the feature table. In the background you can see the players. There it is. Very, very deep at the start here now. They all started with 300k. So you can see 200 big blinds starting stack at this level. And this is the second level. Players electing to only come in now. There's Anand taking his seat up in seat 3, winner of the recent high roller in Cambodia, the WPT. And Mark Joseph was the runner-up in that event, representing South Africa so well. And Mr. Harold Brooks sits on the table with Bozo, also cashed and made final tables in other events. So Edgar Antizana will be under the gun, local PE man, but well known on the poker circuit. He folds. Action on Faisal with ace-jack. And he raises. Quickly folded round to Harold Brooks. He folds the small blind. Max Devison in the big blind. Ace-deuce. He's going to defend. Gets his change. So a big flop for Faisal, flops trip jacks. And Faisal continues. And because he's bet into those trips, it's well hid from Max, and Max makes the call. King on the turn. I think when Faisal bets the turn, that should end the hand. Bet 16,000 into the pot. And Max will get out the way. And Faisal had a big hand there with the trip jacks. He shows him. And there's the view across. Once the leaderboard is out the way, you will see the clip of Aston Shiong running across in the back on the big LED screen.
Good old Aston. He was a lucky oak.
Yeah, very gentle, kind-hearted man. So we'll move on to the next hand. Action on Edgar under the gun.
So we're on hand number 3 marker. That's all I missed.
That's all you've missed, Gaz. You were out there busy briefing.
So we are on 1,000, 1,500, 1,500 on the big blind ante. And this is Anand Kumar.
Yeah, a recent winner in the WPT event in Cambodia, the high roller.
Yeah. We had a little tete-a-tete as he walked in. I congratulated him, so good for him. Just really just rocked up.
Action on Max.
I see Ronnie DeSantos is out already. Ran kings in the ace-queen. There was an ace-queen folded as well. And the ace got there on the flop.
Wow.
So he's taking a rest, he says. Also, Ahmed Karim has already doubled up, or nearly doubled up. He's sitting with a huge stack of chips already. And that's one of the few people you don't want to be giving chips to.
Absolutely. So we're sweating with Anand here for Max's hand. Max has his 2 cards on top of one another. Anand checks. The river is 7.
David Rosenthal comes in as seat number 2.
Why don't you wait? Welcome. I didn't know that this table was in the middle. Did you like it easy? You thought once you got excited that you like a laugh.
On the river, Max Davison has bet 12,500. Anand sitting with ace high. Anand folds, and Max will take down the hand. So this is the second blind level. These are the players that have elected to come in slightly later. You often get that in these deep stack tournaments, that players don't like to enter on the first blind level.
I'm assuming you've been around the tables already, yeah?
Not really, because we haven't had much views from this side, because we just started the stream. So there's Ahmed Karim in the back there. There's Richard Barnard, who was in the 6 max.
Mark Lippman sat next to him.
Sugi, we can see there. We can see Nolene. There's JP Oaks, Henny Appel, Hagar Dayani.
Lum is also there.
Veritable who's who of poker out there. So King Jack of diamonds for Joe.
Oh, okay, I know they were talking about the phone.
Under the gun.
I forgot about the phone.
Let's put in the raise.
Like a man who knows he's guilty.
Raise the phone out.
Round to a 9 to the ace deuce suited.
Welcome, David. We have tried to get a waitress.
Makes the call. Round to Harold Brooks. He folds. Edgar folds after Max is folded. Round to Faisal. 7-3 off in the big blind. Faisal folds, so we'll go 2-way to the flop. The King Jack of diamonds versus the Ace Deuce of clubs. So there is the Jack for Joe.
This beautiful young lady will look after you.
Only one club. Joe checks. And that check is meant to induce Anand to bet, which he does. So Anand has bet 10,500. Was called by Joe. So the turn has come another club now for Nant. He'll be happier with that. Joe checks again. So bet 15,000 by Nant. Joe makes the call. The 9 brings a 4-card straight out there. Joe checks. Now Nant knows his ace high has missed, so he's got to have a little stab at representing the straight. Let's see if Joe can sniff it out. And he's gone for a bet of 25k on the river. So I'm not putting a big bet here on the river to try and bluff Joe off the hand. 4-card straight has got there. And Joe can give Anant a lot of queens in his range, yeah, the way the hand played out. So Anant putting Joe to the test, yeah. Joe's face is not happy about this one. Joe been in the tank for a while here now.
He's going to fold this.
He's got folding motion and he folds it. And a nut bluffed all the way and bluffs him off on the river.
Yeah, nicely played. Unlucky Joe. Nicely played, Anand.
As we back across this way, there's Roger Simmers, who's been doing very well, the local man. Ahmed Karim, of course, on the left.
Jesse Rose is back to us there.
Yeah, Marco Machia there, Robert Cowley on the other table, Basugi, Lam. There's Heniapol, is that Tamakanusi there?
Yeah, Tim Akanusi there as well. The England number 8 year
Is that Johan de Graaf at the top?
It is. I greeted him when he came in.
And Alvin Pillay.
And Nerves is next to him.
So everybody's come in for this high roller that weren't here earlier in the week.
You have something to remember.
Action on David.
Money comes and goes, man. Trophies are history. They last forever.
Mozo folds. Round to Nant.
Yeah, keep them.
He folds. Action on
Money
Harold.
comes and goes. Trophies last forever.
He folds. Round to Max. Pocket twos. We'll raise it up.
Raise to 3.5.
Round to Edgar.
Unless someone offered me a lot of money.
Makes the call. Did Edgar call that? He did. Called the button. Edgar didn't call, he 3-bet. We get the action right now. Max checks, Edgar continues. Not a pocket twos friendly board. Is there ever a pocket twos friendly board unless there's a 2 there? And he folds and Edgar takes it away.
With the best hand.
Mark Liftman as well in the background. Clayton Tallywans. Richard Barnard. And this I think is the satellite that's running out this side.
It is. It's about you. They haven't made a seat. The high roller satellite, by the way, made that badge on the seat, not that one.
Yeah, that is the main event satellite that's out there. action on Anand. In the raise. Harold folds. Max folds. Edgar's folded. Faisal comes along with the ace-5 suited. Joe Stegger's out the way, around to Bozo in the big blind. He makes the call. So of the cards we can see that's not a bad flop for Faisal. Flop top pair with a gut shot. Backdoor clubs. That's Bozo's quickly folding, as does Anand. So Faisal has taken a few pots in already.
Hey, your breath, you chose, huh? I'm sorry, huh?
So action on Harold under the gun.
Hello.
Fold. Round to Max. 7-6 suited. He's going to raise. Round to Edgar. Makes the call. Faisal folds. Joe Steggers folds. Action on Bozo. So the 7 is hit Max. Can't see Edgar's cards. Faisal checks the Queen Jack. Second 7 for Max. Bozo checks. Max checks those trip 7s now, trying to induce a bet from behind. And he makes quad 7s. Nobody's going to put him on a 7 now. If he bets here, somebody with ace high could call him down, or any pair. Puts in the bet. That's 11,000. Edgar's folded. Faisal folds. Action round to Bozo. What kind of hand is Bozo wanting to call? He says if I make it, it's a euro call, so then it's not ace high, maybe it's king high. Saying it will be a euro call. So he folds it.
Good evening, everybody, again. Just a general reminder, everybody, put your cards in the box and also no telephones on the table, okay? Just a general reminder, it's from the manager, not me, from our If it's from you, just give me a couple of seconds side by side to register, that's all. No problem. Just a general comment.
My class says if it comes from you, then we take it more serious. But if it comes from the manager, then
Well, it's coming from our hearts. You know, I love you all dearly.
when it comes from you, then,
Especially this guy.
when it comes from you, then yes, then we take it serious.
Thank you, Jack. We
Harold having a little bit of banter with Gary. So Harold will be in the big blind, Max under the gun. Max. Action on Edgar. He folds around to Faisal. Jack 9, the hijack. Puts in the raise. Joe's out the way. Action on Bozo. He folds. Anand folds. Round to Harold. Harold makes the call, defending his big blind. So Harold misses the flop. Checks. Faisal checks behind. There's the 9 for Faisal now. And he gets it's a check mark. Harold can no longer win. It's checked again. Now Faisal will bet the river. He shows the 9 when Harold folds. Here's the card protector, one of the spinners. That is Alvin Pillay. Next to JP Oaks, Henny Appel, Imran Bajani, Johan de Graaf, Navs Nika, and Tim Akanusi. And Haggai Dayani. What a table, Gary. What a table. Easy table, Gary says. So action on Edgar under the gun. Folds. Faisal folds. Joe Steggers folds ace 4. Bozo jack 8. He folds. 7-6 for Nant. And Nant raises the button. Max in the big blind. King deuce. And he's going to 3-bet. With King deuce. With this much deeper stack, you're seeing a lot more moves than we have in previous tournaments. Players have that playability with a deeper stack.
We are enjoying it. It's true.
I mean, there's nowhere else where we've seen moves like this because they weren't deep enough. And the little slam's deep enough, but you don't see those sort of moves there.
Yeah, you know, as I've said many times before, with respect, you know, the standard of play is relevant to the size of buy-in, you know. I mean, you know, you'll have a few people venturing into this because they want to try, but generally the people in this will be of a higher standard of poker and ability and experience. And as JP quite rightly said in the stream last night, it's no coincidence that in all the high roller etc. tournaments, you know, the top 10%, about 7% of those are always the same people. So, you know, don't tell us it's all gambling. You know, there's got to be an element of skill for that regularity in terms of the people who are in that top 7 or 6 people in the tournaments.
move on to the next hand. Faisal will be under the gun. Hand number 10 already, since we started the feature table.
Debbie in the background, the dealer there. She hasn't been up on the feature table yet.
Hold it round to Bozo. Puts the raise in. Action on the nunt, he folds. Ace 9. Harold folds, just round to Max. Queen 9 suited in the small blind.
Yeah, I expect you like this one. Max is normally the aggressor.
He's going for the 3-bet again. Edgar gets out the way. Back round to Bozo.
So this is the heads up that we were familiar with yesterday.
Yeah, they ended up heads up.
So Max hits the 9 here, middle pip.
That was in the big shot.
So we are sweating with Max. Second pair, good kicker. Checks it back to David.
Bozo puts in the bet. And there's 37k in the pot.
What was the bet?
13.5.
13.5.
Max makes the call with his second pair. Max now has 2 pair. Checks. It's 27,000. Max calls. Deuce on the river. Max checks.
118 in the pot here. Does David shut down and go for the showdown value? We'll see what he's got. Or is he going to bet? So far, Max has been a non-believer all the way, and they're all, apart from the Jack, obviously undercards. But he called him on the flop. I'm going to hazard a guess what Bozo's got. He checks it back.
I have a feeling that
Drag
line is
Bozo's
good.
cards in. I reckon he had a Jack. Yeah, Jack 10.
Jack 10.
Yeah.
Jack is good. So we'll move on to the next hand. Joe Stiggles will be under the gun. Action on Joe. King 9 off. Under the gun. Folds. Round 2 Bozo. Ace 3. Folds. Nunt on the hijack. Folds. Round to Harold Brooks. Harold folds. Ace 10 for Max on the button. He puts in the raise. Edgar folded. Round to Faisal. He has made the call in the big blind. King 7-9. Action on Faisal. He checks. Max checks back. 5 on the turn. Faisal checks again. Max checks back. King on the river. Diamonds get there. On check, check. See what Faisal opens.
You're good.
6-10. So the ace 10 is good. This camera work on the outer tables. Marco Mashir. Robert Carley next to him. Boys looking serious with their shades on. Blum in the foreground. Clark and Tallywent. So a lot of sunglasses out on that table. Nolene in the top corner.
Did she also have sunglasses?
No, Sugi there in the corner. He normally has shades. The Boza under the gun folds. Round to Anant. He folds. Round to Harold. 10-9 suited.
I don't see much of Harold yet, so it'd be nice to see him enter that pot.
He raises to 4,000. Folded round to Joe. He defends. Ace 6. Edgar called as well in on the button. Four, 6, 7. The 6 hit Joe. Gut shot for Harold. Edgar checks as well. It's checked all the way around. Good card for Harold.
Diamond draw on board.
Joe bets the 6. 4 cards straight there, but Harold has the flush draw and the straight draw. Calls. There's Harold's outs. 20 outs. And he gets
That'll
it.
be one of them.
Joe checks. Harold bets. It was 13.5. Yeah, Joe folds.
Harold picks up 15k for his trouble. Well done.
Nice hand there with a 9-10 of diamonds.
Yeah, got there nicely on the river. Excuse me.
Just across of the chips. That's Mark Liffman. Richard Barnard to his right there. Roger Summers. Jesse Rosen.
After the break, we'll be playing on this table here. As usual, you can leave your chips and leave your chips.
Hand number 13, Anant under the gun. He folds. Folded quickly round after Edgar raised to all the way to Boza in the big blind. Gives a little smile to Edgar and calls. So we're in the dark here with both players. 9 Jack Jack. It's gone check check. 3 of hearts on the turn. Hearts are got there now. Boza's put out a bet and Edgar folds. Boza tells him I had a jack with a medium kicker. There's about 14 minutes left on this level, and then we'll go to the first break. So Harold under the gun. Harold gonna raise. Makes it 4,000. Max folds. Edgar folds. Round to Faisal. 6-3 suited. He makes the call. Joe is folded. Up to Bozo. Small blind. He's out the way. Round to a Nunt in the big. Makes the call. A lot of jacks on the flops. This time Jack 2 Jack. Checked. Faisal has picked up the flush draw and he's going to bet it. Nunt is out the way. Harold folds. Faisal will take it down 6 high like a boss.
There we go. 32 entries, 31 players still in. And average stack 309,000, so 1.5 million in the pot already. Blinds at 10-15, we'll go up to 1-2, and we've got 12 minutes to run on the level.
As you spoke, another player has exited, so they're down to 30 players.
Live updates.
Live updates as Gary was speaking. And then to be this deep, you have to have some sort of cooler to get exited so early.
Yeah, indeed. That's always the case.
Ahmed looking like he's carrying quite a lot of chips there already.
Doubled up already. Well, nearly doubled up, but certainly increased his holding significantly.
Edgar makes the raise. The King 9 suited. Faisal with Ace 7. It's out the way. Harold in the big blind is going to defend. So Edgar's hit the 9, second pair. Both check the flop. Harold checks again. Edgar checks behind. Harold says I can't show. 9 by Edgar wins. move on to the next hand as we're near the end of this level. And that will be the first break for these players in the high roller. Having played for 2 hours then, 1 hour levels. Action on Edgar under the gun. Round 5. Folds it, round to Faisal. Jack 4. Just getting his beverage sorted out. Folds. Joe folds. Bozo's not at the table, it's folded, round to a nunt. Ace king. Made it 5.5. Harold's quickly out the way. Max 9-3 suited. Defends.
So 2 ways to the flop. Another jack just to keep you happy, Mark. Oh, my word. There's a 9 for Max.
Yeah, when Anand didn't make the continuation, Max is now caught up.
Anand looking for a big card on the river.
Yeah, he wants to see a biggie.
Not that. The only saver is his heart and the flush gets there.
And Max can give Anand a lot of 10s here as well. With a straight, never mind the flush. And Anand checks, gives up. The 9 is good.
And then surrenders his cards, and that'll be that, as they say.
Just a reminder to the viewers out there, Gary's competition is still running. Write in, type in on the side your favorite poker player and the reason why. There have been 4 entries already. Gary has a favorite in mind, but he's going to send it to an adjudication panel. And you can win a Sunbet hat. So please enter into that, who your favorite poker player is and the reason why. Action on Faisal. Folds, Joe folds. On to Bozo. Puts the raise in.
That's it, respect. That translates to, I got caught.
Yeah. And Edgar shows him ace king.
That translates to, I call you proper.
The subtext that Gary is translating for us.
Indeed.
A lot of subtext on the table always.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not a poker player, you have to be, you need a translator. You know? Nice hand, you know what that means, don't you?
Yeah.
Bastard.
You just got lucky on me.
Lucky on me.
A suitable amount of expletives under the breath.
It's like when your wife says it's fine,
Ooh.
you know it's not fine.
Yeah. Do what you want.
It's fine, no worries. Obviously, when my wife says it's fine, it is fine.
Yeah,
I'm very blessed.
So,
But we never get to that, so it's fine. Anand Kumar, Jack 9 of diamonds. And he will lead from the hijack. Harold will get out of the way with 6-2.
Max makes the call. As does Faisal. From the big blind. Nine for Nunt.
Yep.
Max goes for the bet. 4,500. Faisal will fold. Has done so. Round to Nunt now with second pair. Makes the call. Two of hearts on the turn, doesn't change anything. One checks. Max checks back. Flush comes on board now, but it's a backdoor one. On check. Nunt will open the Jack 9, and the Jack 9 is good. View across the poker room. 3 outer tables. The feature table, 4 tables running in this high roller. The Aston Shiong Memorial. You can see on that big LED screen running in the background the tribute to him. Video clip that has been made. Boza under the gun. Raises. Harold folds. Max folds. Round to Edgar in the corner. He makes the call with the Jack 3 suited on the button. Faisal. In the small blind. Folds. Hadn't realized it was his turn. The Stiggers makes the call in the big blind. For 5 flop. 2 clubs for Edgar. Joe checks. Bozo continues. Edgar snaps it off. Back round to Joe. Makes the call. 7 brings straight draw for Edgar as well. Checked all the way around. There's the Jack for Edgar. Joe checks. Bozo checks. Edgar now bets the Jack.
Give us some minutes in the high road for the hand on, and you're going on a 15-minute break. 15
Joe folds, Mozo folds. So Edgar will take down the last hand before the break. We're going on a 15-minute break. When you return, we will have a new feature table for you to continue in this tournament. Welcome back to the Boardwalk Casino in the beautiful city of Quebec in the Eastern Cape. This is your Sunbet Poker Tour, the 4th stop on our national-wide tour. We are day 6 of this series at the Boardwalk Casino. This is the high roller event, the Aston Shiong Memorial, dedicated to that wonderful man who we lost during the COVID period. In seat 2, Marco Machia, 304,500. Seat 3, Robert Cowley, 346,500. Seat 4, Fayyad Albertus, 410,000. Seat 5, Naim Lam, 456,000. Seat 6, Clayton Tallywanth, 248,000. Seat 7, Nolene Vessels, 239,500. And in seat 8, Sugen Singh, Sugi, 249,500. Most of these players have been on the feature table before, so you're quite familiar with them. Gary is assisting. The button is there on seat number 4, where Fayyad is not taking his seat yet. Nolene comes in with a raise. Oh, she's raised to 6,000 with a pocket 9s and 20. Hold it round to Robert. He gets out of the way. Up to Clayton. And Nolene will take down that first hand. So Giovanni Gaggia from the House of Cards crew. Hello, ladies and gents. Great field of players out there. Fun. Yeah, lovely field we've got already. Field is growing all the time. There are the outer tables. So we have 3 outer tables, 3 full outer tables, and this table. So there've been over 30 entries already in this 40k buy-in high roller memorial. On the big LED screen behind, there's a tribute rolling to Aston with pictures of him in various events, the final tables that he made, etc. Some lovely photos. So nice tribute to Aston. Sugi under the gun, 10 deuce off. He'll fold that. Round to Marco, queen 3. He'll fold. Up to Robert Cowley, ace jack in the hijack. Blinds are 1,500, 2,000 with a big blind ante of 2,000. He makes it 5-5. Fayyad is not there. Action on Lam on the button. Lam is called with a 10-8 suited. Nolene is called with a king 3 in the big blind defending. Option on Nolene, she's hit her king. She's going to bet it straight away. She bet 6,000. Robert gets out the way. Lump calls with his second pair and backdoor clubs. Turn makes 2 pair for Nolene, and she checked it in for deception. She now bets, and Lum gets out the way. So round to Sugi posting the big blind now. View across of the tables, the outer tables. JP Oaks, Henny Appel, Johan de Graaf, Alvin Pile, Imran Bayani, Tim Akanusi, Navs Nika, Ronnie Haggai Dayani. That's a tough old table. So Marco will be under the gun. 9-3 off. He folds. Robert Cowley, 8-4 offsuit. That's into the muck. Fayyad Albertus, he folds. Quickly folded by Lum. pocket kings for Clayton on the button. It's a nice place to have them. Nobody believes you've got a big hand on the button. He raises to 5,000. Nalin with the 8-5 gets out the way. Round to Sugi in the big blind. Pocket sevens. So here's going to be some action. And he re-raises, which is music to Clayton's ears. Makes it 1,500. There's Clayton with his usual composure. So it's dead still. Very composed young man. Check the cards again. Yes, they're still there, the kings. And he flat calls. Sure, very deceptive. And he's flopped the set.
Unfortunately, Sugi's
Look at Sugi's face.
Underpair.
Sugi gave it away on his face there, on that flop. And then bets 10. Your flat call. So flat call the 3-bet, flat call the flop bet. 6 now for Sugi, no help.
Safeguard. Safeguard for Clayton.
You see the quizzical look on Sugi's face.
That's what he normally looks like.
Bets 21,000.
I'm drawing dead, by the way, so all these chips are just going to Clayton.
That pot's getting up there, 74.5k already.
Yep.
Remembering we're only a big blind of 2,000.
And remembering he's drawing dead.
Yeah. Is this where Clayton comes out of hiding?
I don't think so. I think he knows that he's going to get called on the river as well. Don't know. Let's see.
He's come out of hiding now.
Sugi will be quizzical and the Silver Surfer will shut down.
Gaz's nickname for Sugi, the Silver Surfer. Sugi's got nothing to fight with here. 3-bet pre and he's repped ever since. Oh, look at this. Oh my goodness, Sugi. Wanting to make a move. He's put more chips in his hand than that. Don't do it, Sugi. Contemplating making a move here. He's put raising chips in his hand and he gives it up. Good fold.
I think he was looking for a reaction, actually.
Yeah. Clayton gave him absolutely nothing. He's very composed. When he's in hand, he gives Sugi a little cheeky wink. Nice hand, sir. And well played.
Clayton was asking me why he spends so much time on feature table. I said Brad likes him not up on there. Brad likes him because he's a new chummer.
There's a view across of that big LED screen with the tribute rolling over of Aston. Robert Cowley under the gun. Nine-six offsuit. Back to sender. Fayad. First time he's playing. He limped in there with a 7-5 suited. Lum is out the way. Clayton folds. Round to Nolene. Ace-6 suited on the button. She raises.
8,000. Up to 8,000.
She makes it 8,000.
6,000.
Marco's out the way. So back to Fayad. He makes the call with the 7-5 suited. There is a 7 for Fayad. He takes the front. He's going to bet it. Bets 5,000. Nolene calls. There's another 7 for him, but it's the diamond for Nolene. He checks and she's going to bet. So that was an action turn.
Raising 5,000.
He raises.
First bid was 11.
Nolene makes the call. The river is a blank for Nolene. Fayad's trip 7s are ahead, yeah. He's going for a big bet on the river.
8,000.
Bets and Nolene folds her flush draw. So a big pot taken in by Fayad there with a 5-7 suited.
So according to the tournament director, this level and one more. And that'll be it for the day. Giovanni says, hello ladies and gents. So he's talking to you and I, Mark. A great field of players out there. Fun. I don't know what to say to that. It's kind of rhetorical, isn't it? Nice to have you online. It supports us a lot.
I thought he was talking to all the ladies to our right, yeah?
There's a chap coming in here with a tin of orange on a tray.
So we move on to the next hand. It's folded round to Sugi on the button. He folds. So Marco in the small blind completes. Robert checks back the big blind. There's a jack for Marco and a 4 for Robert. Marco will bet. Bottom pair for Robert. Fayad is in the hand as well. Can't see his hand. And Marco will take down that hand.
Blinds, paid 2,000.
So an interesting feature table. And some very tough tables out there as well. So there's no soft spots in this 40K. When you're buying in for 40K, you can expect tough competition, as it should be. Big starting stack, nice structure. Play some really good poker. So it's raised by Clayton with a queen 10. Nolene with the 7s has called. And Fayad is completed in the big blind. So ace 4 5. Nobody has an ace. Fayad has a gut shot and he's going to bet it.
10,000.
Bets the gut shot. We're going to get Clayton to fold the queen 10. Nolene with the 7s is also out the way. And Fayad with the gut shot gets everybody to fold. Well, you can see the smile on his face. He enjoyed that. So Fayad bet out the blinds and got everybody to fold. Fayad takes down the hand.
So how is our young lady Nolene going?
She's run into one hand where she picked up the nut flush draw and didn't get there. So she shed a few chips to Fayad, who made trip 7s.
I saw that, yep.
And nothing much since then.
Okay, so Clayton Talawent in the under the gun spot. Nice little suited king 10. I like these. Even under the gun, I like them.
Raised to 4,500. 4,005.
Alina's folded. Sugi is folded. Marco folds. Around to Robert. 5-4 suited on the button. In position. He's going to have a look from there. Fayad has already shown that he's going to call a wide range. He called a raise with king 2 off and bet into the gut shot on the flop and got everybody to fold.
So up and down straight draw here, I think, for Robert. No hard draw on board.
Yeah, Lama's got a gutty.
Yeah, I'm saying that Lum picks up the gut shot.
Robert going to bet this now when it's checked to him. Fayad doesn't have anything. It's ace high. Folds. It's round to Lum. The gut shot. Lum wants to see one. He's got 2 overs with the gutty.
No, they're wrong. Clayton folds.
Jack brings a flush draw for Robert as well, so he increases his equity. He checks, takes the free card. Ace doesn't help him.
When Lum gets there. 10 high.
Yeah, he's going to bet it now, Lum.
27,000. 27 squared.
Lum thinks he bluffed him.
Yeah.
He was bluffing with the best hand.
Yeah, I think Robert could have bet the flush draw on the turn as well when his equity increased, but I think Lum would have called him. Still have the same gut shot.
When Lum makes up his mind, he makes up his mind.
tells him you were behind. He was.
He's not lying.
Oh, goodness.
Raised to 4,000.
Aline raises. Under the gun with Jack 9.
4,000.
Marco suited connectors now. Folds. Round to Robert on the butt in the cutoff.
But Pete's Nolene's been quite quiet, so she'll get a bit of respect.
Fayard on the button, 7-4 suited.
Not from Fayad, of course.
No. Wants to play pots.
That might just give Plum a price here.
One with the 3-4 suited, yeah. In the small blind. He has called.
Ah, okay. I didn't realise he'd already called.
It's round to Clayton now.
Lumber's called.
Raise 18.
Clayton with the jacks, 3 bets. Nolene wisely gets out the way. Round to Fayad. He gets out the way. There's only Lum left. Lum is coming with.
A little diamond draw on board for Lum now.
Yeah, straight away flops the flush draw. Checks. Clayton bets. Lum is chips almost beat his in there. His flush draw.
Check.
No help for Lum there.
Picks up a gutter ball as well, Clayton. Still ahead, of course.
Makes it expensive for Lum now with a 4 high flush draw.
Being paid for his draw. Good shot of him. He'll pick up 47k for his troubles.
Nicely played by Clayton. So action on Sugi.
I think is it lies a light up to this one.
Yeah, he'll enjoy this one. Ace Jack suited.
Raised to 6,000. Up to 6,000.
Ace shot for Clayton as well. I don't think he's folding, but other 2 options are available to him.
Makes the call.
Option 1 being the call, and Arlene will just check this 8-2 and hope for the best. She folded, I thought she checked. There you go, 2 diamonds, ace high. Doesn't get much better than that for Sugi.
Yeah, great flop for him. He'll get paid something here by Clayton, and he's free rolling. So if he gets it, he will have been paid.
Kvyat. Martinez Muller is joining us in seat 1 with the starting stack.
Sugi bets, Clarkson calls. Clarkson checks the turn.
All options available. I like a bit of about 19 or 20 here.
10,500.
Bets 10.5. Clarkson makes the call.
Bang. Binks it on the river.
Yeah, he was free rolling all the way, and he's got the nuts now.
You're gonna bink one. Bink a big one. He could barrel here.
49k in the pot. Sugi, same pained look he gives all the time.
I told you that's his normal look. Got to go at least half pot, maybe more.
He knows Clarkson's got at least an ace, or he was also on a flush draw, one or the other. Either way, he's got him stone cold. He's like, how can I get some money here?
17,000.
Gone small. That'll be snapped off.
That's low rolling. It's not a split pot, it's a flush.
It's a split. It's Clarkson.
What is she doing? I thought she was splitting the pot. I thought they were taking it, she was taking those.
No, they were just having
Yeah,
a.
I know they were, but I thought she was actually chopping it there.
That would have been sick.
The strangest things have happened, you know. Sure.
I don't think Sugi would have allowed that.
There's Tim Akanusi at the end of the table there. Behind the graph with his back to us, of course. Alvin's got a mask on today. Maybe he's allergic to JP there. And of course, Imran Mujani. And not forgetting Haggai Dayani there, the orange. And then he's down the end there, just poked his head out.
Yeah, Nev's Naka behind him.
Yep, the Navs. Always smiling. What a nice fella. So welcome to the table, Martinez, better known to his friends as Kvyat. I think I pronounced that right. I think it's a bird.
Close enough, Gareth.
A chirping bird, I've been reliably informed. Which is ironic because Martinez says very little at the table.
Maybe he's reformed.
We shall see. If I didn't know him, I'd think he wasn't able to talk. He does that little talking at the
He
table.
does, you're right.
So Fayad enters under the breach. Didn't we have that conversation this morning? Once more under the breach.
Once more into the breach we go. We
Maybe the
did.
fifth. Maybe the fifth, Shakespeare.
Yeah, and Bradley,
Act 3.
Bradley was impressed with your knowledge of where it came from.
Just did it at school. In the UK, you have to do Shakespearean stuff at school. It's mandatory.
Here as well.
In fact, it is the favourite author of the new King of England. How about that? Charles III. God save the King. Back to the action. If Queen, King, 8, 2 clubs.
Clarkson gets his gut shot, gets Nolene to go away. Aries 444, you got this Faisal Dawood. Faisal Dawood supporter from where they're watching currently on the stream. Faisal was on the table at that time. They've just swapped out. We're just after the break there. They're taking their seats. You busy seating them?
I look good on TV from the neck down. Don't like to show my face. I'm undercover. Hope you noted I pulled out the chair for the lady.
We did. Ever the gentleman.
I think it's important. The old values.
Yeah, Shakespeare's mandatory year as well, Gary. I did a couple of them over the years in high school.
Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet, Henry V was one of them. What else did we do?
I did Hamlet, Macbeth, and Romeo and Juliet.
My Kingdom for a Horse.
Also did T.S. Eliot, Murder in the Cathedral.
No, didn't do that. Did the George Orwell one thing. The old Big Brother thing, 1984 as they called it.
We did Animal Farm. So here we are reminiscing. Let's get back to the poker here. Fayed is called, Lum is called, Clarkson with the King 7 of clubs. Cut off. Lum folded. I was going to say 6 deuce. Clarkson calls with the King 7 suited. Nolene raises from the button. Martinez has come along. Marco comes. Robert had folded pre-flop. Everybody's coming along. So we're going multi-way to the flop. So big flop for Clarkson. You can't see his cards there, but he had the King 7 of clubs. So he's hit a pair with the flush draw.
Lum looks like he's dropping off to sleep there.
Fayad has bet that 7. Here's Clarkson with the King 7 of clubs. He's not going anywhere. Calls. Nolene out the way with the Ace Jack. Round to Kivit. He's hit the Queen. So he calls. Nothing there for Marco. He'll fold. Marco folds. So there's the club. Kivit checks. Fayad will bet. He's reaching quite deep.
And he's betting into a massive hand here. He's drawing dead, in fact.
And he bets 40k.
Nolene already folded the ace of clubs, so this is the nuts.
Clarkson flat calls. Kivit with the top pair. He's got the 10 of clubs as a backup, he thinks. He makes the call. Here's the king now. Fayad now checks, shuts down. $198k in that pot already.
It's quite a big pot.
How much can Clayton value out of them?
Well, he's getting nothing out of Fayed. He's got like third pair. Kvyat. I mean, if you're valuing here, I'm betting 50, maybe 65.
Yeah, he's going too deep. He's not going to get paid that. 90,000.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why he's done that.
Okay, give it. Non-believer. Wow. Snap. I said he's not getting paid and he gets snap paid.
Fayed has to fold now. He can never call there after snap call from that.
Yeah, he gets out the way. And they'll turn over the cards. See Kvyat's face if we could. Doesn't really change expression at all. And that is a big pot for Clayton.
231,000.
Close at the end of the table. Joe Steggers, Harold Brooks.
A little mention for the dealer there, Debbie. Did you see her dealing left-handed one?
Yeah, she does. It's quite amazing how she does that always. She just effortlessly switches from one hand to the other.
It's a bit like my bowling. Oh dear, that was
Gary the Hustler.
yeah, Irish. Yeah, Robert Curley, bottom left of your pictures, your under the gun player. I'm tempting Providence, but I haven't heard from Ralston for 2 days. He's probably just waiting for me to say that, you know that, don't you?
Then he'll jump on you. So Robert under the gun. Folds, round fired. He's out the way. Lum folds. To Clayton, Jack 10 suited.
We like that one.
Had some nice cards since he got here. He had the big hand with the kings. Made the second nut flush now and got paid. Jack 10 suited here. On to Sugi. He's out the way. Martinez in the small blind. Comes along. Marco says I'm getting the right price now. So gut shot for Clayton on that flop. Nothing for anybody else. He's going to bet it. Let's check to him.
7,500, 7,500.
Martinez out the way. Marco will fold and Clayton will take that one down. Jesse Rosen, Ronnie DeSantos, Roger Simmers, Mark Liffman, Richard Barnard, Ahmed Karam, all on that table. So Fayed will be under the gun. Still time to enter Gary's little competition for the Sunbet hat. Your favorite poker player and the reason why. Type it in there. Fayed under the gun, 10-4 suited. He limps in. Lum comes along with the King 6 suited. Clayton 10-6 off. Folds.
that might have been the 1 minute warning, I'm not sure. There is another tournament going on somewhere.
Nolene raises. Round to Marco, he folds. Big
Malcolm
blind.
very quiet.
Yeah.
10 for Robert. The big might defend here. 4K the call, 315 behind. You're not going to miss it, Rob. You may have to play the hand out of position a little bit, but it's fine.
Yeah. Perfect call. Fired now comes along with his suited cards, and Lam says, I've got price. Multi-way to the flop. Gut shot for Robert. The top pair for Nolene. Nothing for anybody else. Fayad checks. Lam checks. Nolene continues with her top pair. Robert goes away, Fayad folds, and Lam will get out the way. So welcome pot for Nolene. So Lam will be under the gun. Did we get a look at that timing screen, Gary? I was...
The answer to your question is that it's 17 minutes to the end of the level, then another hour on top of that.
Okay. Did we see how many entrants there were? I was distracted in between when that came up, in between hands. I missed it. So Lam under the gun, 9 deuce, folds. Not a happy bunny. Frustrated a little with his run of cards. Clayton's run of good cards continues though.
I'll say, cheapers.
Ace king of clubs. Premium hand, raises. Nolene's reaching for chips straight away. She's got king 10. She's called. Sugi has folded. Round to Martinez. He's also got ace king.
Aha. The time has come.
And there
for
comes
a
the
feisty
3-bet.
one.
Yeah. Round to Marco. Folds. To Robert. Robert is out the way. Ace 6. Fired folds. So now, ace king suited. You've raised a caller and a 3-bet. How much is his 4-bet, Gaz?
I actually think he's going to flat.
He's got 538. Martinez has got 125 behind. I'll put him in.
Well, it's possible. My concern is that the blinds only 1,000, 2,000.
I hear that. I'm just looking at the size of that 3-bet.
I think he's going to risk his old stock. Maybe he's got aces. You never know.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Martinez has got a short stack.
I mean, the other option, of course, he could actually fold this.
All
No,
options.
I mean, I'm not suggesting he will. I just think that he might flat it.
The flat is available, the 3-bet is available, the shove or the fold. He's gone for the 4-bet.
I think he's a re-raise, yeah.
Nolin gets out the way.
So, oh, I don't know what happened there. Yeah,
All in.
There's an all in for
He's
Killian.
getting all in anyway.
So I called that up, sure. I'm going to not call it.
All in and call.
So 3 suits covered.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Slight favorite, as you can see, because his are suited.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Running hearts available to Martinez.
The heart on a turn, or otherwise it's a chop.
Oh my goodness.
Those are the 25 outs, including the chops.
And it is a chop.
Everybody loves a chop pod.
Martinez says it was a big turn for Martinez.
It was a big turn. He's right.
Back across from this side. 3 outer tables and the feature table playing this high roller event. Timing screen in the background, 13 minutes left. And the view from the opposite side.
Raise to 6,500. 6,000.
Alina's raised here with the ace-10. It's been folded round to Fayad.
500.
King Queen suited. He makes the call in the small blind. Lum gets out the way with a Jack-4. We haven't heard from our mate Leonard, Mr. Jack-4, at all this stream. He normally is an avid watcher. Made me think of him. There's a piece for each of them. Top pair for Fayad. Second pair for Nolin. He checks, she continues. He manages to look confused. And we know he's calling. In it goes.
No leads in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah. She needs an ace or a 10.
12,000. Raise 12,000. Raise for 30,000.
And there he goes for the raise now.
Well, she knows she's stuck. Discipline fold here, go.
She knows she must fold. She doesn't want to, but she knows she must. Good fold. Shows her the king queen.
You were dominated, is what he's saying. Unlucky.
He's very happy with that.
I think so. He's still looking confused. He hasn't even got cards yet.
Yeah. Oh, Suggs. Top man though.
Back on the bike for Nalin. Comes out batting.
She limped that one. So action on Sugi. He raises. Martinez out the way, Marco out the way. Onto Robert, Jack 8 off. Folds, round to Fayyad, he folds. Up to Lum, he's out the way. So just Clayton in the big blind. Queen 9. He gets out the way, so back to Nolene, who lumped in. She'll call. Give one another smile, one another well, played a lot against one another.
Very nice flop for Nalin, sure.
Great flop for Nolene. She checks, Sugi checks his gut shot.
It's a board pairing 2.
She bets now. Sugi's going to call his gut shot. The sick one for Sugi would be the 10 of diamonds.
Somewhat painful.
3.
Doesn't get there, but the ace high of, well, the pair of aces of Nalin is still good.
She bets he's going to fold now. He's got nothing. Sugi out the way. She will show him the ace. Taps the table.
Nice shot back at the table there.
Nice shots of Aston on that big screen.
Blind plus 6,000.
A little shout out from Daryl Sims. He says, Daryl the Barrel says hi to all. Wish I was there. All the best to all the players.
He acquitted himself very well on the feature table when he was here. So one of the East London Massive. There's still a couple of them here I saw this afternoon. But Daryl, welcome. Always nice to have you there, my friend, and we look forward to meeting you again in the very near future.
And we will not forget the nickname.
Daryl, who?
Daryl. Yes.
But that was Russell Symes, I'm assuming his brother or son or whatever.
Yeah, son typing for him.
But maybe it's his boyfriend, who knows? Just kidding, Daryl. Just kidding. Sit back down on the couch. And yeah, we enjoyed your company very much, sir.
Yeah, he thoroughly enjoyed that tournament.
Top man.
Did very well. Seems a long time ago already, that little slam.
Yeah, sure. Time flies when you enjoy yourself.
Checked around here now. When we get back to the action. 10 of Clayton is ahead. Sugi going to represent with air. Clayton's a non-believer and will call with a 10. Nolene gets out the way. So Sugi needs help on the turn and he finds it straight away.
Nice.
Bluff to flop, turns the jack. Sugi checks back. 4 card straight gets there now. And the flush. Backdoor flush though. But Clayton's checking. Checks. Sugi checks behind. Sugi's going to be happy to win this. mile between the two. Tighten nose, so we bluffed the flop, got lucky on the turn. There's a view across of that satellite that's going on for the main event.
Still going there, huh?
Yeah, 2 tables.
Sheldon's there.
Oh, that's Sheldon, Trying to see who was all sitting there. I saw waving low. No Faisal's out on the high roller, yeah? There's action on Martinez. 6-3 offsuit, he folds, round to Marco. He's out the way. Robert with King Jack under the gun +2. Hasn't had anything for a while. That'll look good to him. He raises. Bayard's out the way. Lum folds. Round to Clayton. Robert has raised. So Nolene calls that raise of Robert.
Speculative, but I like it. Queen 8 suited, wasn't it?
Yeah, Queen 8 suited for Nolene.
She hits her queen, and the jack, of course, has been hit by Robert.
Nolene checks. So Robert will continue. That's
comes
10.
along, yeah.
Calls snap call. Which will tell him already. Ace will slow her down. He gets a gut shot now. Gone check, check, and Nolene will get the check mark here.
A bit of thin value, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, she comes out.
Now it's a great bet. Now it's a great bet to take some.
He's got a look. If she had King 10, she got there on the turn. If she's got the Queen, she's beating him. If she's got the Ace, she's beating him. There's a lot beating him.
I've never seen a mod like that. Unscrewing it is.
Gonna pay off. See the Queen. The Queen is good.
I think you need to go for a walk, Mark. You're getting twitchy.
Yeah, just trying to get comfortable in the chair, Gaza.
Go stretch your legs, buddy. Go and have a look, see what's occurring down there. See who's winning what and doing what. I'll cover your back here. There's a big Charles there out on that satellite. He's a big unit. Whew, he's a big unit. Okay, so we're on to the next hand at the feature table. Marco with his back to us will be your under the gun player. There you go, Mark. What did they give you? Jack 10 suited. Off him running, buddy. Get some money in the middle. I know it's early, but what the hell? Can't be throwing away suited connectors like that. Okay, 8,000 is the size, 9-3 for Robert. He'll dispose of them accordingly.
Give us a praise in the feel your marks will be up 1,500, 3,000, and 3,000. 1,500, 3,000.
Gut shot queen for Marcus, so I'm probably going to bet this, and he'll get Martinez to fold. Yep. Here you go, Jack 10 club, initiation over. Well played, young sir. Off we're running again in the feature table. So I'm pretty sure Robert Cowley will be under the gun pair. Yep. King 3. I actually know all the players at the feature table apart from Mr. Fired here. I'm assuming he's a local player. Who knows? Try and catch up with him later and have a chat. So Lumber's away from the table, he's folded his cards. Clayton's away. Folded all the way around to Martinez. Jack 10 again for Marco. He's just going to knuckle this back and go 3 ways to the flop. Jack 7-2. Middle pair for Martinez. Top pair for Marco. And a gut shot for Fayad. Looks like Fayad is coming along. Looks like some chips going in the middle for Marco. Well done. Well, the top pair has checked him. He's got to charge Fayad for his gut shot for sure. Too expensive, mate. Yep. Back round to Martinez with the second pip. Makes the call. No help there. I think Fayad would have made it straight there. I'm not entirely sure. Can't recall. 2 pair for Marco. Just a 7 for Martinez. So the hand is over unless Marco folds. And Martinez bets big to force his hand, but I can't see him fold top 2 pair. He might get called by Martinez, but we shall see. Solid, very solid. Well done, young sir. What a lovely view of Aston there on the big screen. Great dedication there. I know that Edgar took a full video of it and sent it to his widow, which I thought was a nice touch. I don't know if she was invited here tonight or not, and that was up to the organisers, but certainly she will know this is going on. Edgar has taken a lot of pictures and videos, so good for you, Edgar, well done. Okay, Fayad is going to be your under the gun player. So we're waiting on Mr. Fayad. We didn't pick up his cards, so Lum's away from the table. Suited Queen 8 here for Clydeson.
Raised 7,500. 7,000.
Catching on the action here. Sugi has called. Martinez has called. So Robert Gale is going to come in at the end of the queue with the 6-5. No fire, we don't know what he has, but I'm sure we'll find out in the fullness of time. Looks like Fire's bet's going to get through here. No, it's called by Clydeson. We haven't seen Fire's cards, so becomes a little bit more straight here.
25,000.
I think Clydeson has to shut down here. Nope. We don't see his cards, which is unfortunate, but well played, sir. Whatever you had, you frightened this guy. Well, Fayed will pick up 39 and some change. So well done to you, sir. Back to our feature table. Lum still missing in action. Actually, I have no idea where he went. Blinds are relatively small, I suppose. And Lummel's cards will go back to the dealer, round to Clydeson. Fold. 3-2, fold. Sugi with the kings here.
Raised 7,000.
So we got one caller. There's another caller with the Queen 6. 5, 8, 5, 2 clubs. I think the kings are still looking pretty solid here. Checked and fired. Sugi's got a bit.
10,000.
I think you might get a small fold here.
Change the deal here.
10,000.
5 folds. We're going to see a turn card. 3 of spades, no help. Sugi has got the lead here. 45k in the pot.
Give the players in the free roll satellite, this is now your add-on break.
So add-ons arm in the free roll. I didn't realise that was a free roll.
800 chips, you'll get 20.
Yeah, I went out and had a look there.
It's there.
I'll tell you now, it's all in here. All in a call by Sugi, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
So 1 out, 2 available to Martinez. 4 no good for
Interesting.
Martinez.
I'm surprised he put his money in there. I suppose if he believes he was on the right track. Yeah, sorry, Mark, you were telling us news from the front.
Yeah, so Alvin Brooks has got quite a few chips out there in that free roll. Sheldon's got a whole lot as well. Guppy's busy enjoying himself. Way's out there, so they're all playing in that free roll for a main event. And then I went around to the high roller tables as well. Our friend JP Oakes is sitting with a lot of chips.
Well, that's good.
So he's doing well. I had a little chat with Henny. The seat that he won last night wasn't a high roller seat, it was a main event seat.
Okay.
But he's already won a main event seat, so he'll bank it. And Roger Simmers won the voucher for 9-1. That was in that satellite last night. Then on the other tables, Ahmed's got a lot of chips, of course.
He essentially doubled up very early.
Yeah, and Mark Liffman's got a lot of chips. And I had a little chat with Ronnie because I wanted to know how all the money went in on that first blind level.
And it was Kings versus Ace Queen.
Yeah, and the Ace Queen open shoved after he 3-bet to 16k. He just went over the top for 300k.
A non-believer that got away with it.
Yeah, and Ronnie called and there was ace in the window.
There's no version of him folding that.
No. So just unfortunate for Ronnie. And somebody else had folded ace queen, so.
Sure. So Lum has returned.
Was Lum eliminated that you say he's returned?
No, he was disappeared somewhere. He went for a wander.
Daryl Sims is now online himself and he's saying, come on, give it.
Give it as history. He is no more.
Thomas Hendricks, who we know from Times Square, and that says George Hendricks, big bluffs, bigger jokes, I'd love a hat. I don't think that one's going to win it for you.
You never know. We might give him points for imagination.
Martin de Kock, he's the cameraman. He says, my favorite player, definitely Ronnie DeSantos. He has his own poker room, plays a mean game, and is a really chill, good guy.
That'll be the guy just went out Kings to Ace Queen, by the way.
Yeah. So you have...
we have some choice. We have a qualifying team.
yeah, we've got 7 there now. Robert is raising from the button. Fayad is calling in the small blind.
This Bayard guy has got a propensity to call quite loose.
Yeah. He picks up a lot of outs now with the ace of diamonds in his hand, and he's going to bet it. He's giving Robert something to think about here because the flush has arrived, the straight has arrived. He's got the jack of diamonds in his hands. But Fayad is repping here because he's sitting with a nut blocker. Robert makes the call. Oh, and Fayad doesn't find the diamond, but he finds a 5 on the river. Oh my word. He binks the 5 on the river. Puts in the bet now. He's bet 50K. I mean, that is so polarizing now for Robert. This guy's either got the flush or a full house, or the trips, or the straight. There's so many things there, or he's bluffing. I mean, but there's so many things that are beating the 10 now with the jack kicker. He's deep into the tank here. Got to replay the hand in his mind. And the thing that might get him away from this is that when the flush arrived on the turn is when Fayad led out big. Counting his stacks, sees if I call, how much do I have left? Going through the thought process. As I said, the only thing that might save him is that when the flush arrived on the turn is when Fayad became the aggressor instead of check calling. And he makes the call and he's going to see the bad news. Can have a wry smile at how Fayad got there, not with the diamond, but with the 5. Big turn for Fayad when the 3rd diamond came and he's sitting with the ace of diamonds in his hand. So no lean under the gun.
Yeah, I actually feel that one would be
I thought you had a flag. But you had a nut flag draw.
yeah. I thought that was.
So you were doing
Robert says, I thought he had the nut flush draw. He did. So no lean under the gun. Folds around to Sugi. Sugi's recovered nicely. He's up to 341. Mocha Machia. He folds. Robert 993 off. He's out of the cutoff. He's been damaged a bit. Fayad from the D. He limps in. Plum is folded. Round to Clayton in the big blind. Jack 4 off. He checks it. 8-5 flop. Fayada's bet. It's called by Clayton. Nothing for Clayton on the turn. Fayad's going to bet harder. 25k, and that will get rid of Clayton. It's ready to fold. Yeah. So ZA Stance says favorite player is Nolene Vessels because she's absolutely beautiful.
As if he didn't see it, right?
Delete the extra.
Dominic Black reckons that Ralston is sleeping.
Put another one.
The subscribers are climbing up nicely, and so thank you to everyone for the support. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Subscribers up to 921. Of course, remember to like every video every day. It does help out the channel a ton. So Sugi folds under the gun. Marco folds. Round to Robert. Ace 6 in the hijack.
Raise to 7,500.
Makes it 7.5. Fayad 4-3 suited. We'll fold. Round to Lum. It's already folded. Clayton 6-4 off in the small. He's out the way, and Nolene gives up the big blind. And Robert will pick up the dead money in the middle. Plus 7.5. Starts the rebuilding process after losing that hand with Fayad.
But there's been a lot of bit strange actually.
The main offer.
Hope so. It's not easy to get there.
Just walk down here and in the main.
It's just not too bad then get
So action on Mark. See how much Fayyad bets here. Backdoor straight got there, but doesn't seem in the realms of the way the hand played out. So he's going to go for a bet now. Let's see how much he bets. Mustn't overbet this, otherwise he won't get paid.
150.
He does go for the overbet. And the thing that might confuse Clayton, that might look like a busted flush draw. That on the turn, he raised up on the flush draw, he's missed his flush, and he's trying to steal it on the river. This could work out for Fayyad. Clayton will have to go through the hand. See, is it possible that he floated one with diamonds? Missed the flush draw. Am I ahead here? Or did he go backdoor straight on me? Did he river two pair? All those things will be going through his head. And he makes the call. We'll see Clayton's face now if we can get a picture of that. Yeah, he's pretty calm, but I tell you now that he never put him on that. Not even close. Paulie's an absolute star. He's organized his coffee, brings the cappuccinos in. Thanks, Paul. Looking after the lads, and big pot. You can see Robert also a little bit amused. Look at the way that hand played out. Nobody put him on that set of queens there.
Very good play.
I can tell you now, Clayton will debrief that hand later, and it's just the unorthodox play of the player that got Clayton to pay him off there.
First 4 5 queen, he bet he was going to forward ace king. No, 4 5 10
I
queen.
checked, he was
There
paid, I
no
was
flush
calling.
draw.
I'm saying on the turn, the
Yeah, on the
flush
turn,
draw.
but he's not going to forward ace king. 4 5 queen.
Ace king. Yeah. On the turn, he's got a flush draw and
Forget
a
about
and
this.
a
4 5 queen. He bet.
No, I didn't bet that. Did I bet that?
Players are debriefing the hand. Lamu is very good at reading, also going through it with them. So action on Robert, 5 deuce off. Fayyad with 763k now. Just limped in. Lamu's called as well. Round to Clayton. He just calls now with the Queen Jack. Nolene raises with the Ace 8 from the button. Nolene raised the button. So now Lam, who limped in, has re-raised after Nolene raised the button. Nolene gets her change. Marco folds. Fayyad gets out the way. And Lam will take down a nice pot. And he shows. On 10.
First time I find clear at 10, what must I say?
So Lam just limp, and then when the raise comes, 3-betting hard, taking down the hand, stealing it. Full of trickery, Mr. Lam. Robert finds it amusing. Posts his big blind ante.
What do you want me to do? Flat?
There's big action on the outer table, quite a lot of chips ending up in the middle there. Max Devison facing off against Bozo. Those two who had their heads up duel. There's the flop. Ace 3 ace, 5 6. Bozo has checked the river. Action on Max. Those two had a battle royale in the big shot. They ended up heads up. Bozo won. Max checks behind. Bozo shows fours. Zoom in there. Chips go across to the jacks, I think it was. Faisal scooped there.
If I raise to 37 now, somebody raised the rate.
So we get back to the action on the feature table after tracking that hand on the outer table. Everybody's limped in here. So Marco's limped in as well. Robert checks the big blind. So wow, huge family pot. So many players there. We've got to have to track all of this. So there's a king for Marco. 7 for Fayyad. Trying to track who else has picked up anything. Nothing much going for anybody else. Marco with a king will bet. Fayyad will come along with his 7. His second pair with the ace kicker. I think everybody else gets out the way. Nolene folds, Sugi folds. So we got 2 now to the turn. So king of Marco still ahead. Pot has grown to 41k. Bet about 18.
9,000.
It's 19. Well, now he's got third pair. Hold. You can show us now. He shows the king. He says you can show us or we'll check it out later. So action on the outer tables. Ronnie has been balanced to that table. He was sitting on another table. There with Johan de Graaf. JP Oaks, Alvin Pillay, Henny Appel, Navs Naka, Hagai Dayani. Tough old table that. Ronnie's putting in a bet. JP gets out the way and Ronnie will take down the hand. We'll be back to the feature table. There it is. 37 entries so far. Jeez, it climbed up very nicely. Still a number of levels to enter tomorrow or re-enter. 29 players remain. Average chip stack is 382,758. Total pot is the guarantee still, 1.5 million. Current blinds 1,500, 3,000, big blind ante of 3,000. The next blind level tomorrow morning will be 2,000, 4,000. Big blind ante of 4. If you think you get a 300k stalling stack, plenty of time to jump in tomorrow still. Six-five suited for Sugi in the Marco is raised after Sugi limped in. Fayad is going to defend his big blind. Sugi comes along for the ride. Marco in position on the button. So gut shot here for Sugi, nothing for anybody else. And Fayad going to lead into it with absolute air. No draws, nothing. 8 high. Sugi has a draw here. But he doesn't want to. Oh, it's this goodness. The pained Sugi expression. Sugi calls for the gut shot. Marco now, who is a pre-flop aggressor, has nothing going. No clubs, no draws. He has an overcard to his jack. So he'll fold the best hand at this stage. There are Sugi's outs. That is not one of them. Fayad's going to continue his story and bet it hard. And that should make Sugi go away. 30k bet. He gets Sugi to fold. Fayad is actually bluffing with the best hand. He's 8 highs ahead and he doesn't even realize it. Robert seeing the amusing side of what Sugi's pain there. He's been on the receiving end of the unorthodox play of Fayad already, as has Clayton. Here's our leaderboard, 761k, 253 bigs. Lum going along nicely, 155 bigs, 467. Down to Robert at the bottom, 59 bigs, still plenty of play. View across these tables to that big screen there with the Aston Memorial scrolling on it. So Clayton under the gun, Queen 10 off. Folds, Nolene with a Queen Jack comes in. Marco's out the way, round to Robert, 8-3, no good on the button. We'll fold him. Wow, at ace-7 suited. Pops it up. Lum with 8-6 suited, same suit, comes along, and Nolene with a Queen Jack will call. All diamonds. Nolene is the only one with a diamond, and it's a big diamond. Second nut flush draw. She's got a gut shot draw as well. Nothing there for Fayad and a gut shot for Lum. Looks like Fayyad is checked. Lum is checked. Nolene checks as well. Fayyad now has a little stab at it. Lum will get out the way. Nolene will call. 13 outs for Nolene. That's not one of them. Fayyad doesn't like that river, but he's going to bet it. And his ace high is actually winning here now. Nolene can't call. She's out the way. Talking about Nolene, Bianca, fellow Poker Lab player, says to go Nolene. Giving support for her Poker Lab compadre. So we'll move on to the next hand. No, there's a shot of that free roll, a main event satellite out there. Back of Wei Ming Lo. Sons was online just now supporting Nolene. There's the Poker Lab player Wei. Evolt Loca player Rogers Pile, who's well known to us from KZN. He's sitting there. In the background we can see Sheldon Crevier standing, Guppy standing up. And back to the feature table. So Nolene under the gun, ace queen. Nice hand. She hasn't been able to get traction. She's had a few hands to play, but nothing's really gone her way this so far here. So she raises. Marco with ace 10. Gonna call an 8K raise. Gonna call. He will have position on her. Robert with pocket sixes in the cutoff. Might find a price to set mine here. Makes the call. Fayyad gets out the way on the button. Jack 10 suited for Lum. He comes along. Round to Clayton with Jack deuce off. Although he's getting a great price, he's not going to be happy to call with that. And he gets rid of it. Disciplined. Don't get involved even because the price is good. You hit your Jack, you don't know where you are. So there's a spicy little flop. The ace for Nolene and for Marco. Nothing for Robert, but the flush draw for Lum. And Lum is checked. Nolene continues with her ace queen.
10,000.
Marco, 10,000 to call now. Called and Lum is called. Robert folded. Sixes. Nolene bets 15K now. Lum is now out the way. And Marco calls. We go to the river and Lum would have got there on the river. Nolene now bets 15. He makes the call. And her ace queen is good. Plus 90K for Nolene. Nice pot for Nolene. I was just saying she hadn't got traction, hadn't gone her way, and she picks up a very nice hand with the ace queen the very next hand. So no commentator's curse on her. Actually, commentator's blessing. So Sugi will be under the gun. So action on Sugi under the gun, 5 deuce off. Gonna fold that. Round to Marco. You got a cool look as well, eh, Brad? Bit of swag there for Marco. Robert folds. 10-4 for Fayyad, he folds. Lumber's already folded. Clarkson 10-7 in the small blind. It's blind on blind here. Makes the call. Nolene checks with a dirty diaper. Eight, ace, 8. Clayton's going to rep into that. Min bet, and Nolene says, how do I call you a 3-eye? And the answer is you cannot on that board. Cannot call unless you're setting up a play to rep the 8. So action on Marco. She had a few chips to Nolene in that hand. And that played very solidly, and he did get the ace. Just had kicker problems. So Robert hasn't had a hand for a while. He's got king 3 suited now under the gun +1. This is the problem when you haven't had a hand for a while. That starts looking attractive. He raises.
7,500. Raise for 7,500.
Fayyad comes along with Jack 10 suited. Lum's already out the way. Clayton on the button, let's go. Nolene folds the small blind. Round to Sugi in the big. He gets out the way with 9-3. Also diamonds. So we're going to go 2 to the flop. These two will resume battle. So the king for Robert. He checks it. And let's see if he can get Fayyad to bet, because Fayyad has shown a propensity to bet, to try and steal. So he bets 10,000. Nice check there by Robert. Raises to 28. See the quizzical look on Fayyad's face. He's going to make the call anyway. He wants to set up a play or see if he can get running diamonds or something developing on the turn. Or a bluff. Robert gets his change.
Fayyad wants the 10 Jack club here, mate. Eh?
Yeah, he does. He finds his jack now on the turn.
What do you reckon?
Option on Robert.
3, 4 or 5 goes.
Call is for 3 hands from the side. 35k bet by Robert. Now Fayyad has bet, hit his jack.
Rob's a bit worried about his kicker, I would have thought.
Yeah, I think he's definitely, but he's betted hard. Bianca Ferreira says her favorite is Max Devison. She enjoys his style of play.
I bet you're the only one who does.
And Fayyad gets out the way, and Robert will take down the hand with the best hand. We're going to draw for the last hands to be played, 3, 4 or 5. I mean, 8 entrants for Gary's competition. He can judge it tomorrow.
Nice, thank you, mate. I'll have a look at that in the morning. Nalin doing here?
She picked up a nice hand now. She hadn't had much traction, as I said to the viewers. Then she found ace queen raised. Marco called with ace 10. Lum called with a flush draw. Ace came with a flush draw. She betted hard. Marco called. Lum called. She bet the turn harder. Marco called. Lum folded. He would have got there on the river. And she bet the river and got called by Marco. So she took in a very nice pot there, plus 90k.
Oh wow, that's good, especially this time of night.
Yeah, that helps at this time of night. Moved her stack from where it was a little bit closer to the starting stack again.
Okay, good. And there's a man rebought.
He did. There he's sitting.
Oh yeah, I can see him.
He
right
got
behind.
moved tables.
So how many have we drawn yet? No.
No, still in the center there.
So we're going for 3.
Team is calling for 3. Gaz is normally fairly accurate with these.
Oh, that's the kiss of death.
You mean I put the knockers on it?
I only
now?
want 3 because I'm going to go. Tired.
It was
I
4
got
last
chatted
time.
to Mike Ponset and his big mate Kev.
Okay. Poker Lab boys.
Well,
one
I'm
is.
not going to repeat their stories on air.
Okay.
Waxing lyrical about their lunchtime.
Did they bemuse you?
Nice guys.
You may do so. The dealer does not sign next to your count on the signing sheet. You cannot dispute the chip counts in the morning. Chips that go into your bag or always bring chips that come out of your bag, and we'll have the redraw up for you this evening. I'm going to ask Tommy Singh to shuffle there for me.
So the chip cards are getting shuffled. 3, 4, or 5.
Tell you what is the draw for us.
Clayton gonna draw. 3 hands it is. Gaza is right. The boys celebrate in the back as they all called 3. Bradley's man crush develops further.
Okay, so the button is on Nalin currently, so it'll finish on Marco. Right there, yeah.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Marco's a lucky chap who gets his small and big blind in. And he'll probably end up in the big blind tomorrow with the redraw.
Yeah.
Because that's inevitable, you know that.
That's how it works out, isn't it, Gaz?
Yeah, always. Always, always. Must remember to bring the hat in tomorrow for the prize. I left it at the digs.
So reminder to all you high rollers, the casino is open for you guys. They've extended the hours to 4 a.m. I think there might be 24 hours at the moment, I'm not sure. But we will have cards in the air at 11 a.m. in the morning. 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, cards will be in the air.
So Robert under the gun. Early position for the ace-7 off. Folds. Round to Fayad. Ace-5. He's going to call. Lum comes along. King 8 suited. Clayton. 10-9. It's a limp pot. I'm in. No lean on the button is folded. Sugi 10-7 in the small. He's going to complete. Won't want to see clubs. And Marco checks his big.
Yeah, he won't know that, but he doesn't want to. You're absolutely right. Jeez, there's a multi-weight pot here again.
Yeah, we've had a couple. We had one just now with 6 players
Surprised
in.
in a high roller how many multi-weight pots.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So there's the flush draw for Marco. Lum hits the 8. That's about it. Nobody else got anything. Gut shot for
Yeah.
Clayton.
I was going to say gut shot jack for Clayton, that's about it.
8,500.
Marco will bet it. And Fayad will come for backdoor diamonds because he's got the ace of diamonds. That's his thought process. If we have watched his unorthodox play. So Clayton with a gut shot, contemplating the call of 8.5k. There's 35k in the pot. Makes the call. Sugi folds. 6 is no help to anyone. Gives an extra out to Clayton. He's got a double belly buster now, 7 or jack. So it is a help to someone.
Yeah, Marco in good shape with his draw still, but Fayad ahead, of course.
Marco now is checked. Fayad checks. Let's see if Clayton with a double belly buster has a little stealer. I don't think he gets rid of Marco. May get rid of Fayad. Check to him, he's going to bet it. Goes 13 and a half. 17, what? Yeah, 18 and a half. Marco makes the call. Fayad. Ace high only now. No back doors for him, and he folds.
Best hand folds.
There's the diamond.
And Marco will sew this one up nicely, huh?
Does pair the board.
Second nut flush. As you say, the board is paired, so you won't see a lot of betting this river.
I like a check call here, because if you bet and you get re-raised hard, you start seeing ghosts about full houses and. He's gone for the bet. And Clayton quickly out the way. Says I got there, flush, shows it.
Button will move.
The reason I also like the check call there is because if you bet it, they're going to fold most marginal hands because the flush got there. If you check, they may take a stab at it. And you can't get re-raised either. That's just me personally, my opinion. Fayad under the gun, 8-3 suited.
I figure he should fold these, yeah.
Lumber's out the way already.
Lemon's exhausted, I've never seen him so tired.
Yeah, Clayton folds. Naleen, King 8 suited.
That's your fancy a piece of this in the cut-off, late position.
Just come along for the right.
Sugi got
He's raising.
sixes.
He raised or just flat call there? No, he's raised.
15.
Did raise.
Boom! Two ladies. They're going to make it exciting right to the end.
Yeah,
25k in the pot. There's been a raise and a re-raise. So 4-bet coming in. I reckon needs a bet about 30k here.
Raise 4,000.
40k.
Sugi gets rid of his sixes here. Respect for Marco. Folds. Folds 6, he says queens. Says his pocket queens. So a nice hand for Marco near the end.
So,
Sugi taps the table.
The button move to Marco, and that'll be the last hand of the day, I believe.
That's all indeed, Gary. The outer table's already finished and busy bagging and tagging.
Tank a little bit less.
So Lum will be under the gun.
I like 15.
So Lama's already folded. Oh no, he hasn't. The cards are only arriving now. It's just got the other view. Lama's looking so tired. He folds, looking very disinterested. Clayton, king 7 off, folds. Sugi folds. Marco folds the button. So round to Robert in the small blind. He lets go. And Fayyad will get a walk on the last hand. Takes it down. Shows 5-3. So that is the end of it. The players will bag and tag. We will return at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. So this Aston Shiong Memorial, the high roller, has come to a conclusion for the evening, and you may join us at 11 o'clock tomorrow. Thanks to the tech staff, thanks to our leader Gary, and good night to everyone.